In this video, we're going to talk about carbohydrates and specifically how to enjoy them without gaining fat, okay? What happens is over years and years of eating refined carbohydrates and refined grains, such as wheat products and cereals and granola bars and white breads and rice and potatoes and stuff like that, is that every time you eat those things, you spike your insulin, okay? Insulin is that hormone that is secreted by the pancreas whenever you eat to grab the macronutrients and micronutrients, carbs, protein, and fats, and shuttle them into the cells of our body, into fat cells, muscle cells, etc. What happens is over years of eating refined carbohydrates, specifically the bad ones, things that are high in the glycemic index, even snacking throughout the day, eating 5, 6, 7 meals a day, is that we become insulin resistant. And what this means is the pancreas is shooting out this insulin every time that you eat, but the message isn't getting relayed, okay? So insulin isn't actually doing its job. What's happening is these carbohydrates are getting into the bloodstream. They're not being taken by insulin and put into the cell, because insulin is that key that unlocks the door to the cell, but we become insulin resistant. So now we have all this excess sugar and carbohydrates floating through the bloodstream that gets stored as body fat, okay? That is why throughout this program, we're going to optimize and maximize our ability to be able to eat carbohydrates, enjoy them while still losing fat, okay? And becoming more insulin sensitive again, so that our body takes in the nutrients, shuttles it to the cells of our body without storing this as body fat, okay? So number one, we are optimizing our insulin and becoming more insulin sensitive by taking time between our meals, maybe eating every 3 or 4 hours, 2 or 3 times a day. And when you are snacking, making sure it's with lower glycemic index foods such as cashews, almonds, maybe some eggs, some vegetables, different stuff like that, okay? Things that are lower on the glycemic index that aren't going to cause that spike in insulin, okay? Secondly, within the program, I have 2 days, 1 or 2 days, where you are going to do a 14 or 16-hour fast, okay? So if you eat your last meal at 8, well, your next meal would be at 12 the next day, 12 p.m., lunch, okay? This time between meals is going to bring our insulin way down, okay? What you can have during this fast is water. I highly recommend apple cider vinegar in the morning because that controls your blood sugar and takes away that hunger feeling. You can have teas, herbal teas, chamomile, maybe at night. You can have black tea or green tea throughout the day, water. And then when you break your fast, it's going to be with a lean protein, some berries, fruit on the side, something like that. Something that won't really cause too much havoc on your stomach all at once. And then after that meal, 30 minutes or 90 minutes later, you can have your next meal, which has more of the protein, carbs, and fats. So this way of eating, and it's a very minor change. You think, well, going 14 or 16 hours a day, it might not be that bad for you, right? But it truly is amazing what it's going to do for your ability to burn fat and lose weight throughout this program, okay? And when you're eating the right foods and you're minimizing those higher glycemic index carbs, you're going to find that you can get away with eating a little bit more and actually burning fat and building muscle, okay? When we aren't eating, that time that we aren't eating is very powerful in regulating our hormones that help us burn fat. Hormones such as testosterone or growth hormone, they say that these things diminish as we grow older. Well, they do because when you eat, they get shut off, okay? So with this 5-2 strategy, okay, 5 days a week, you'll be eating, your regular 3 or 4 meals a day. Bigger meals, predominantly more fats and proteins, and maybe a little bit of carbs around your workout. But then you're going to have 2 days where you're eating less as well. Okay, so when you're doing that 16-hour fast, you're going to be taking away one meal. And it's only for 1 or 2 days, but it's going to put you in a deficit for that day, allowing you to burn fat at a faster rate. Okay, fasting is very powerful in that regard. So for 5 days a week, you're eating regularly, maybe around 3,000 calories. And then on the days that you do that fast, maybe you're eating 2,000, okay? And you're keeping your activity the way that it is. So this is really going to allow you to burn fat. It's really going to allow you to enjoy the carbohydrates that you do like. And even if you do, slip up one day, you eat a little bit more, because we're not all perfect. Those fasting days are truly magical, okay? Because on those days, you're eating a little bit less. You might find that you are a little bit less hungry when you do a fast, because you'll become adapted to, doing those fasts. So it's truly magical process. It's going to allow you to get away with eating a little bit more on your regular days of eating, like the 5 days, okay? So with these strategies, we're going to maximize, being able to eat carbohydrates and still lose fat. We'll walk through and go through the process throughout this course, and I will see you in the next video.